Get started. All righty. Let's do gallery. All right, awesome. So happy Sunday, everybody. So great to see you here. School's back in session. Um, it's a good Sunday. We're already midway through September. Fall is here. It's a great time. I was going to do a different kind of workshop today, but then I decided, you know what? I'm feeling it. I just want to really tap in and do a good meditation for all of us today. And I had the biggest aha this morning. And so for those of you who don't know me, I think Lisa, you might be a little bit new to the group here. My name is Dr. Disha Phillip. I'm a cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart. And one of the and I own Disha Phillip LLC, and I teach meditation and spiritual life coaching. And basically, the principle, the the mission and truth that guides my work is that we aren't really human beings just seeking a spiritual experience. We're actually spiritual beings having a human experience. And so I've been on the, I lost, my husband and I lost our first daughter 16 years ago. And since that time, I was like catapulted into my spiritual journey, like during my training. And so over the years, and many of you have been with me for for a good amount of time now, so seeing the spiritual journey. And the biggest aha I had was that whether it be, and I don't know if all of you are familiar with A Course in Miracles, okay? If you're familiar with A Course in Miracles, can you just raise your hand? I'm just wondering. Yes, yes. Amy Boone, good morning. Lovely to have you here with us. So
Hi,
glad
good
that
morning. Sorry, I'm on call, so I'm going to turn my video off.
all good, girls, all good. We're just thrilled to have you. Thank you for joining. So there's A Course in Miracles or a Law of Attraction, or I'm also a student of Raja Yoga meditation with the World Spiritual University. Bottom line, whether you're in Eastern philosophy or metaphysical Western philosophy, it's all the same message. It is all the same message. We are the creators of our lives. Thoughts become things. Every single thing you see in the manifest world, in the physical world, was generated initially from a thought. And so when we talk about meditation, right, what the heck is that? Meditation, right? Oh, I want to meditate. We know there's all these benefits. There's so much research into it, blah, 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 right? And really, one of my mentors, Brother Michael McIntosh, he says, everybody's a meditation expert. Because why is that? Everybody is. It's just a matter of what you're meditating on. It's a matter of where your thoughts going. And this is what all these spiritual, metaphysical teachings say the same thing. Thoughts become things. Where are your thoughts? And we have so many different kinds of thoughts. And so when we take time to sit and meditate and look at our thoughts. In my spiritual class this morning, we were talking about, are you a checker? Are you spending time checking your thoughts? Do you have that checking machine inside here looking at the quality of your thoughts? And so briefly, before we start the meditation, I'm just going to go over the 5 different types of thoughts because this is so important. And I'm saying it to you to remind myself. Okay, so important. So number one, so we're going to start. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not in like a hierarchy, but we're going to start the middle here. So the middle type of thoughts are neutral thoughts. Like I'm going to do the laundry, or I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go to the grocery store to get milk. Neutral thoughts. There's no like emotion associated with it, right? So then below that are waste thoughts, like thoughts that are just junk. Right? So worrying, I always say, my girls always know, I've trained them. What is worrying? Worrying is praying for what you don't want. Right? So is it useful? No, we know that, right? Especially as docs, we always see that, right? Worry or ruminating about the same thing over and over again, right? We have 80 to 90,000 thoughts that float in our head every single day. 80 to 90% of them are waste thoughts. Yeah, I'm just letting somebody else in here. And so 80 to 90% are waste thoughts. Okay. Below that, right? Hi, Deborah. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you here. So we're talking about the types of thoughts. So we have neutral, got to get the milk, waste thoughts, worrying about the future or ruminating about the past, right? Same thing over and over again. And then below that are negative thoughts, which are like, I suck, I'm a loser, how could I have done that, right? All of that. So, okay, negative, waste, neutral, above neutral are positive thoughts. I got this. I can do this, right? I mean, one of my favorite is always, and like all my medical assistants know that I love for them when I walk in and they see that my vibration's a little low, they'll be like, you got this, doc. I'm like, just press, Rebecca says, let's press the easy button, right? The staple easy button. So then we have those positive thoughts. But even higher than that are elevated thoughts. Now, here is another truth that all of these wisdom traditions throughout the world all say the same thing, which is something that is true is imperishable, is eternal, cannot be destroyed. Okay, is eternal, is imperishable, cannot be destroyed. So you're like, well, what the heck is that? So and I'll say, this is one of the greatest lessons that my daughter, her name was Ria, taught me, right? And you might have seen me, I say this all the time. This is an imperishable truth. Love doesn't start with birth and it doesn't end with death. Love never dies. The body stops working. Soul leaves the body, right? We're spiritual beings, AKA soul. Point of light. Sitting in the seat of the soul, maybe you've heard of your third eye. Seat of the soul, right? Seat of the soul, it's imperishable. When the soul leaves the body, we've all seen corpses. There's nothing there. So we are not our bodies, right? We literally are the light that shines through our eye, right? And so we as a soul, the soul, came into this body. And what are the qualities of the soul? What is the elevated thought of the soul that I need to remind myself every single day so those waste thoughts don't take me over? I, the soul, am peace. I, the soul, am love. These are imperishable truths. I, the soul, am happy. I, the soul, am wise. I, the soul, am powerful. I, the soul, am pure. I, the soul, am blissful. Those are elevated thoughts. And so, just like in order for our bodies to be healthy, we have to get rid of the junk food and put in healthy food, right? Fresh, organic veggies, right? And fruit. Same thing with our minds. We have to get rid of the junk food of the mind and put in healthy, elevated thoughts. Okay. So just like when you're washing out your water bottle, like maybe you put like sometimes like my daughters would put like milk in their water bottle, right? And then like so you forget it, right? And like it sits in their lunchbox. It's just disgusting, right? You go when you're cleaning out the lunchbox, you open it, it's like, oh my God, it smells awful, right? I can't just dump out that disgusting old moldy milk and think that this vessel is clean, right? I gotta put a couple of drops of soap in it, maybe scrub it for a little bit, and then I turn on the clean water from the faucet. And the water that initially, the clean water comes in to the vessel, into the thermos or water bottle, whatever, yeah, the water bottle. And you notice when you're looking at the top, right, the suds start coming out, right, coming out, coming out, coming out, coming out. So you're pouring pure, clean water from the faucet into that water bottle, and the waste and the yuck and the grossness all comes out. And finally, you feel it. I do this. I feel it with my hand. It's squeaky clean. There's no like residue or yuck in it, right? So, in the same way, to get rid of the waste that we've been carrying with us for multiple lifetimes, multiple years just in this life, right? And just in this body, we have to start pouring in those elevated thoughts because that's the clean water. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes? Okay. If you're confused, it's all good. Don't worry. There's always more where that came from. Please ask me questions, email me, text me, message me, put it in the chat, whatever you want. But so I just had to like tell you about my morning because I was like, oh my God, it's all the same. And second huge lesson, ladies, right? So thoughts become things. And also the second part is what you put out there vibrationally is what comes back to you. So whether you're listening to Abraham Hicks and Law of Attraction, or if you're looking at A Course in Miracles, or you're doing there's so many things, right? Or I'm studying Raja Yoga meditation, right? And all of it is about what you're putting out there is what's coming back to you. So if your child is in a place of sorrow, right, and is in this really low vibrational energy place, you also, as a parent, going into even deeper sorrow, what happens? Your kids want to like run away from you, right? Especially if they're teenagers, when they're like in a bad place and you're also like, oh my God, what's going to happen? They like just want to leave and like, stay away from me. I don't want to come to you, right? Like we as parents need to be in a high vibration place, a higher vibration place if we're going to help our kids who are at like a 20% level of energy, right? If we're looking at 0 to 100, or even if we're talking about the 50% line, which I can teach at a different time. But bottom line is, if you're at a high vibe, if your child is at a low vibration place and you also go down to that low vibration place or even lower, can you help them? Are you helping raise their vibration? No, right? But sometimes we're so we've gotten so consumed in this physical crazy world that we live in, and we think it's all like, we're just consumed by this world stage and the drama of life, that we don't know, and we're bombarded by negative energy. It's hard, but that's why it's up to us to take personal responsibility for our vibration and energy and start practicing today the elevated thoughts, right? Worrying is praying for what you don't want. Oh no, my child is upset. I'm worried. No, no, no. My child is a perfect soul. She knows how to be healthy. She knows how to be happy. And you have to see them in that greatest, brightest light. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, fake it till you make it, because we've totally consumed our brains over and over again with the negative thinking and the waste thoughts so much that we really need to clean out that water. All right. So everybody close your eyes and ask whatever question you want in your head. We're going to do Power of Love cards. These are some of my favorite cards. James Van Praagh channeled these. So let's see. I'm going to ask a question. I always ask, what is it that all of us here right now need to hear? Amen, sisters, right? What the heck is that? Self-love, self-love. Probably time for me to get a new camera. Let's see. you realize that love of self is necessary to love another. Self love. It's such a buzzword these days, right? When you think of self love, the first images that come to my mind are like getting a massage, go get your mani pedi. That is self love, taking the time to do those things that nourish you. But it's deeper than that, isn't it? So let's see what it really means. Self love. As the old saying goes, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. It's true. The most important goal you can achieve in this physical dimension is that of loving yourself unconditionally. And it's a tough one. You are the very person who knows your dark secrets, faults, and shortcomings the best. It's easy to see the good in other people because you don't know anyone but yourself inside and out. Do you really think that you are the only person you know who is not worthy of your love? Your soul is perfect. Your human shell is imperfect, and so is everyone else's. The quality of love you give out is only as good as the quality of love you have for yourself. So stop shortchanging the world by not loving yourself with the same intensity you do others. You've made mistakes, but you've learned from them. That's what progress and spiritual evolution are all about. Love your weaknesses as much as your strengths because they are your teachers. Love your weaknesses. Immediately, my conditioned self says, I don't like my weakness. I don't like my weakness, right? It's my condition. No, 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 no. But love your weaknesses as much as your strengths because they are your teachers. So recently, I mean, I've been doing this work for a long time now. And let's see, I started meditating like 9 years ago. I've been a teacher for, uh, almost 10 and, or no, 9 to 10 years. And so, I like to try to say that, or I like to think that, I can be detached in the moment. I used to like react to like everything that's going on around me. And you can see I'm a little bit feisty. And so, I love life, right? It's always something exciting going on. I wonder what the next moment's going to bring with wondering curiosity. Woo. And, I'm a human being in this time on the earth and working on cleaning out that vessel. and uh, and so I was the girls and I were preparing for a little skit that they were doing at a retreat center nearby here, and we only had like a couple hours to practice. And the girls are I have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they had their little friend who's also a 10-year-old. So like trying to direct these girls, like okay, they had a little dance to do, they had this and that, right? And like the time pressure's on, right? And and then we're like, all right, girls, like do this, do that. And then I get this eye roll, right? Right. I'm just like, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, that triggers the crap out of me, right? And it's like, oh. What are you turning the crap out of me? Oh, no, no, no. And immediately I could feel, right? So one gets triggered and then I get really stern. And then another girl like starts crying. And then like her mother's talking to her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we have 1 hour to get this stupid thing together. And everybody's having a meltdown. One of the other mothers like, let's do a group hug, right? And I could feel in my body, my paraspinal muscles just like tensing up. I could feel, for those of you who know about energy types, right? My type 3 energy, which is like a driving, pushing, get shit done energy, like roar up like the phoenix, right? And I'm just like, I'm gonna get this shit done, right? But it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good in the body. And so this is a weakness, right? And I have to love that weakness. Like I really came home after that and I was like, all right, I'm going to put a bead in my mouth and not say anything, just try to really hone it in and start flooding myself with those elevated thoughts. And everything ended up being fine. And we did a great job. And everything was great. It's fine. But in that moment being taken over, right? That is the weakness, right? Because how do you know that you've spiritually evolved, right? How do you know when you've been on this path for a while? It's when you can be happy no matter what is going on around you, no matter what is going on around you, because you recognize what is perishable, meaning what is going to end, and you recognize the truth of whatever is imperishable, love, right? So when you know that. So when you know deep inside the truth of who you are, the truth of what's happening, that your soul came into this body just for a little while, right? To do special things on this planet at this time. But you know that this moment is perishable, it's going to be over, right? When you know that love is the only truth, when you're in that place all the time, you have a different life. So, any questions, anybody, before we go ahead and get started with our meditation? Welcome to Poromita. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. All righty. Yay. Okay, so let's see. I would like to, hold on one second here. I'm going to start some music for us and then we're going to go ahead and give me a second. Okay, and let's see, share. We're just going to share the sound. Can you hear that? Like, well, or no? You probably can't, right? Okay, 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 get it. Okay, second. We're just going to do this. You hear that? Okay, awesome. Is it too loud or is it, you can hear me over it? It's good? Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, let's meditate. Just follow my lead. And if you can, sit comfortably wherever you are. If it's hard for you to sit, you can lay down. And make sure you have some back support. You can plant your feet on the ground, do so. And we're going to start with some breath work. And we're going to follow a 4, 7, 8 breath. where we inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and then breathe out for a count of 8. In any way that's comfortable for you. I find it most comfortable to inhale through my nose and exhale through the first. So go ahead and get started. Take an inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe normally. And now, go ahead and see if you can visualize your heart in the center of your chest with 2 nostrils, one in the control, one on the left. And as you inhale this next time, a deep breath into those heart nostrils, see if you can conjure up love, happiness, peace, wisdom. And as you exhale out of your heart, you send those vibrations of love, happiness, peace to every single cell and organ in your body. Inhale again into those heart nostrils, knowing that health is your natural being. And breathe out of your heart and that fresh oxygenated blood to every single cell and organ of your body. And now, see if you can visualize a tiny, sparkling, radiant point of light right in the center of your forehead. That seat of the soul, the third eye, your seat of intuition. The driver of this body. This sparkling, radiant point of light. The symbol of the true, authentic self that you are. who is the creator of every thought, word, and action. And as you sit on this throne, we can ask ourselves the very first soul question. Who am I? Who am I really? Say silently to yourself, I am blank. Who am I? I used to think that I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a doctor. I am a sister. I am a friend. But now I realize that each of those roles are perishable. They are just roles that I, the soul, play. So by definition, it is not truth, the capital T. So who am I really? I'm the soul. I am love. I, the soul, am peace. I, the soul, am eternal. I, the soul, am the one who sees through the eyes. I, the soul, am the one that listens through the ears. I, the soul, am the one that uses the brain. I, the whatever thoughts I want, and thereby create my perfect life. Now knowing that I am this royal, virtue-filled soul who has everything I can ask the second full question, which is, what do I want? What is my deepest desire? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Third question. What is my purpose for this lifetime? How can I serve myself and others? Anything to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. How can I serve myself and others? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, thought. Fourth question. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Again, allow anything to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Now silently repeat the following sentence. I am your first and last name. For me, I would say I am Disha Phillips. Now drop your last name and silently repeat I am and your first name. I would say I am Disha. Now drop your first name. Silently repeat I am. I am. Switch that to the vibration of I am, which is aham, aham, aham. Now, for those who already have your personalized energy sound meditation mantra, go ahead and start practicing that now. For everyone else, silently repeat the mantra. So silently repeat. So hum. So hum. existence. Rest, awareness. Rest in consciousness of the truth. As we rest, pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them in. Joyful, energy, body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. And lightness within. Lightness within. Continue to rest. Ready. You can slowly start rubbing the tops of your thighs, wiggling your fingers and toes. Flutter open your eyes. Give yourself a big stretch. And you feel called to do so, you can bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center and give yourself a little bow of gratitude for bringing yourself here today on this Sunday morning. There are no coincidences. All of us this morning were supposed to be together here to raise our vibrations, to really practice those elevated thoughts, to reconnect with our truth with a capital T. And so from this elevated vibration, let's give a blast of love and light energy out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, to all the countries on the planet, to every single 8 billion brother and sister souls on this planet. And then from there, we can give a blast of that energy out into the universe. And as we know the law, as we bring that, and as we put that energy out, it actually gets boomeranged a millionfold back to us. I'll say namaste and om shanti. I am a peaceful soul. Divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. So we have a few minutes. Love to hear anybody's takeaways, like one little nugget from today's session that you'll carry with you for today and maybe through the week. Anybody wants to start? Take a second to reflect, and then you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
I think my nugget for the day is a reminder that I am love. And the more I send out that vibration, the more it encourages the vibrations of people around me to seek who they are, find their sense of self and love. That's my nugget for the day. I'm going to stay focused on I am love.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I loved the music was so good with this meditation. I loved it.
Good.
I had just a really beautiful image when I was meditating of a flower in my heart, and just the power of allowing love and allowing my true authentic nature as a being of love to allow the flower to bloom, and that energy goes out, and changes the world.
Gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. Amy's in the chat. Let's see here. This brought me such peace. Thank you. Love you, Amy. Thank you. I'm so glad it served you. So glad to see you. Feel your vibration, even though we're on Zoom, the vibration still counts, guys. All of us ladies, all of us together. Who else? Anyone else would like to share?
Hey, Disha.
Hello, Swaran. How are you? Lovely sister.
How are you?
Good.
I'm learning that the most important thing to realize is self-love. If you love yourself, you can love anybody. And for that, you need to have all the positive thinking and remove the negative thinking and have gratitude for what you have and not be complaining of what you don't have. From the small things of our body, our family, education, career, friends, the world, the whole universe. So if we can love ourselves, that makes us a valuable person on this earth. And we can spread that to our children and our family and friends.
Gorgeous. Oh my God, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Such deep wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for all your help.
Amy.
Okay, I'm gonna get real vulnerable here.
Do it, girl.
I've meditated, I don't know, maybe like 3 times in my entire life. So I'll admit I did not last the whole time. I tried really hard. But I think that one thing so a couple of weird things happened, and again, this may be a thing. I don't know. I've felt like a little bit of like a physical sensation at my third eye. Like I felt a little bit, I wouldn't say like tingling, but it was like a physical awareness of that actual dermal area that I've never experienced before when we were talking about the tiny light. And I thought that was so cool. And then the other thing is like my personal answer, which I'm happy to share with who are you? The first word that came to my head was a force. And like I usually would have done all the identifiers of I'm a doctor, I'm a mom, but that was the first thing. And I was like, so there is some element of me deep in there that does love a very important thing about myself, like that's not a superficial thing. And so I was a little bit surprised by that.
I love that. Wow. I gotta say, that's really impressive. So good job. Good job. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. Like say, no, meaning, no, in a good way, but like it's a great word. to use, to say I'm a force. I think actually everybody on this call can identify with that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not one to like do things like to say things profoundly like that about myself, you know what I mean? I think a lot of us are the type of person that is drawn to medicine, is a little bit of a martyr, a little bit of a server, all of those things. So I was just a little taken aback, and I see that I also do women's health, so I like think that every woman is a force, every person is a force, but particularly women. And so it felt a little existential. It was like, this is the stuff I say to other people, and I just said it to myself without saying it in a way that I'm convincing myself.
So that's your takeaway for today, is keeping the vibration of truth of that word as you're working. I'm a force that nothing can destroy. I love that. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Sorry, did you want to say something?
I had a question. Can you elaborate on that I am a force?
Are you asking me or are you asking Amy?
Asking you and Amy, anybody.
Amy, go ahead. Amy, go ahead. You say what you mean. When you say to others, what do you mean by that?
I think it's encompassing to me. Like, I'm a force of healing. I can do things to help other people, because of the gifts I've been given and the sacrifices and all of the things. And I'm also a force of love and a force of stability for my little kids and my family. And I'm a force that has important things to say and to bring to the world. And I can't, to me, there's a lot of external chatter and things, and the core of who I am is not flappable by those things. I'm stable, I'm sturdy, and so that's kind of what I mean by it.
Thank you.
That's it. You said it perfect. You said it perfect. That's exactly what we are, right? That's another word for soul, is that force. Yes, Deborah, go ahead. Oh, you got to unmute here. Here, let me ask you to unmute you. Can you unmute?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. When we were at Silent Retreat, one of the moments that has really become part of who I am, and that is doing Qigong. We learned that I am in the universe and the universe is in me. And when I first started saying it, it was just a saying. But as the week went on, I realized the enormity of the statement. In order for the universe to be in me, that meant that I was as big as the universe. And so, Amy, I recognize my power, my forceness, if you will, if that's such a word. I recognized it because I am in the universe and the universe is in me. In order for the universe to be in me, I have to be powerful. And it was an acknowledgement. That's how I perceived it. It was an acknowledgement of my power, making me bigger than, more perfect, available, powerful, empowered. Just, I'm created in the image of God. So therefore, I am. That was my takeaway from Silent Retreat. I took a lot of stuff home from Silent Retreat, but that one became me. I just wanted to share that. If you've not ever been on Silent Retreat, you might want to talk to Disha about it.
There's a lot we can talk about.
Oh gosh,
it's different.
I feel like I'm a fetus in that world, so maybe at some point I'll get there.
You will.
Don't worry,
you will.
Amy. You start with me. We'll get you all set up, girl. Deborah wasn't
Mhm.
ready either a while ago, but she became ready.
Mhm.
More than ready. More than ready. None of us were ready. But we totally get there and it's worth it. Anyone else? Lisa, would you like to share?
Sure.
Awesome.
Well, a couple of nuggets, you know. First, I just really want to share that I really love your metaphor of like the bottle and needing to fill it and get all of that gunk out. So just want to tell you, it's very helpful because I've been really leaning into meditation lately. And I wanted to share also, you know, we were going through the I am and those roles. I'm in a period of transition, working on a, we'll call it a different type of healing path, maybe, you know, with like life coaching and maybe adding a spiritual component to it. But, you know, being that doctor, there was still a little pain in there for me, you know, like feeling like, oh, that role, am I letting it go? So I don't know. I'm still exploring that.
That's interesting because thank you so much for sharing that. So I believe that each of us who raise our hands or who know as little girls that we want to become physicians, right? It's because we want to be healers. And so we never stop healing. And I know for me, while I still work part-time as a cardiologist, I'm in the office, I'm prescribing medicines, I'm ordering procedures and, you know, doing the whole thing, taking call in the hospital, taking care of heart failure and all these things. There is a huge component in my career, which also contributed to leading me down this path, where I saw that the meds, the surgeries, the procedures weren't doing all the healing. And so I had to really dig deep because I would say almost 80% of what I see in the office is is illness or this feeling of being unhealthy or not right or out of balance, which stems from this disconnect with our truth.
That's exactly it, Disha.
Right? And so, and I know there are people here who have experienced this with me, and we talk about it all the time. And that once another soul wakes up to the fact that they're not this body and there's nothing to fear when it comes to death, right? When they realize that they are this imperishable soul who's a being of love, who has an incredible ability to transform themselves and the world around them, blood pressure gets better, palpitations go down, chest pain goes away, they feel more vibrant, they feel healthy again. And unfortunately, in our Western paradigm of the place that we live in right now, in this insurance company, medication, drug company driven world, this work that we're doing right here, right now, we don't have the opportunity to do that RVU driven, right? And so I had to do something. And so here we are. Here we are. So for many of you have taken the Path to Meditation Mastery course, enrollment is open. So if you'd like to join, we can really get you on that way. I mean, I teach meditation for female physicians and the Path to Meditation Mastery. And so I can send you guys make sure you text me or email me and you have my contact somehow, and I can send you a link and we can set up a time to chat about details and see what the next right step would be for you. I would love to be on this journey with you. So, because we're like-minded, it's important for us, the healers, to heal ourselves so we can heal so many more people, right? Doing it together. So thank you, everybody. What a blessing this Sunday morning has been. I'm sending each and every one of you a very, very peaceful, loving, forceful, in a good way, powerful day.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very
you.
much.
See you later.
Namaste.
Bye. Namaste.
Thank you.